Hey everybody, while I was editing this episode, I realized it was safe for YouTube. So I uploaded it to YouTube, but I don't upload to this channel very often. So if you like what you see, go to the notes and check us out on BitChute or Odysee. Go to those channels and subscribe so you won't miss a single episode. Full Metal Ox coming at you. Day 100 of the hero's journey. It's your boy Noxsoma here for another 15 minutes of fame. Well, it looks like we've made the first 100 steps into this journey. And first of all, shout outs to you guys, big ups to Universe for allowing us to get through this. The number one, I think, task of life is surviving it. And I know the joke, no one gets out alive, which is true, but you want to hang around as long as possible and make it as stress-free as possible. A lot of reasons that people check out early from life is due to stress and unbearable conditions. This is what Noxsoma Life Camp is predominantly about, and we'll talk about that portion of this series later on. But first, let's get into Full Metal Ox. The reason I call it Full Metal Ox is because I was born in the Chinese year of the metal ox, and I've just completed the circuit, which makes me a full metal ox. Of course, it's inspired by the original Full Metal Jacket, that movie, and then we had Full Metal Alchemist. And if you've ever seen the movie, I think it's called The Edge of Tomorrow or something like that, with Tom Cruise, you keep seeing the poster Full Metal Bitch. So this is where I get the Full Metal Ox title from, and it's a journey. It's a 12-year journey. I figured that we would go from one ox year to the next and just basically record it. The philosophy being that, you know, if you take it day by day, you're liable to make it day by day. That just came to me, you know, universe speaks. A lot can happen in 12 years, and I invite you to follow along, join, subscribe, share, interact, because one never knows what can happen. You could see, or maybe you can envision, on the dawn of the next ox year, saying to yourself, man, I've watched this guy for the last 12 years and he hasn't done anything of any significance. I feel like I've wasted my life watching these videos. Of course, significance is subjective. I was not put on this planet to change it in any way. I've lived enough years to kind of get an idea of what I'm good at. And what I seem to be good at is staying out of the way, observing, chronicling and interpreting my observations, internalizing them, and using them as a strategy to continue forward. Almost like I'm a sightseer, a little more than a sightseer. May turn out to be a bit of a tour guide for those who feel like they don't belong in the world, they don't belong in this time, or things of that nature. Which brings me to Noxsoma Life Camp. And Noxsoma Life Camp actually started out as something else, Vagabond Body Camp, which was set up to be a 5-year fitness program where I would continually practice doing body weight exercises, working out in calisthenics on the monkey bars and things like that, in order to get stronger and more flexible and more adept at doing that kind of stuff. Well, what had happened was I was traveling at the time, and I realized that the reason I gave it 5 years is I realized that I wouldn't have access to monkey bars and things like that during my travels. Hey guys, just a quick note, I've reactivated my original BitChute channel, that is Noxsoma, where I post mirrored videos of important information. So go on over, check that out, subscribe to the page. We'll probably be doing that until July, when I may have to put some of these regular original videos on there. Thanks so much. By the time I got about 500 days into it, I realized that I was doing more life coaching, not professionally, but just, on myself. And the fitness became part of that. So I decided to call it Noxsoma Life Camp. And I just, instead of starting over, I just picked up the count from there. So we're over 1,460 days into this. And Life Camp, just imagine like summer camp for life, living life strategies, that kind of thing. Because This is a great line from the Doors, Riders on the Storm, and I may have it wrong, but I think it goes, "Into this life we're thrown." And that's significant because we are thrown into it. Our parents can't and sometimes don't or won't teach us everything we need to know about being in life. And even if they could, their lives as young people were different from ours. You hear a lot of boomers talking about, like, well, when I was your age, I was in college, I had done this, we had gotten a house and blah, 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 blah. But that was an entirely different world, economically speaking and opportunity-wise. So even if I were going to fashion a life camp off of, my life and my experiences growing up, it wouldn't work for today. However, what I have learned along the way, that there are a handful, maybe a dozen traits that transcend time and culture and things like that, that can make you, a solid individual, can make you pretty much indestructible against what life throws at you. It's not a complete program, but I trickle out a little bit here and there in these episodes. I think Noxsoma Life Camp has about a year to go. So when that ends, it'll just be merged right into Full Metal Ox, and we'll just keep on moving. As for Sovereign Year, that is just the 1 year plan. Every year since the end of 2016, when I stopped working, I would give myself a year with a theme. So for instance, the first year was Freedom Year, then Abstract Year, because the result of being free, man, there's nothing really set in stone, so it was all abstract. Then came Chaos Year, which led us to Survival Year, and where we are now, Sovereign Year, and working on ways to become more sovereign in specific categories. And that's that. I should wrap it up. Hopefully I haven't taken up too much time, but at the end, I want to thank you guys for subscribing and following and all of that good stuff. Don't really need any financial support. We do accept dogecoin if you want to contribute anonymously, because we're in that free range area. I think if you hold cryptos, then you understand. What else can I tell you? We are live on BitChute. We got a BitChute channel. We got an Odysee channel. Odysee mirrors it on library lbry.tv, but I think that's going to be discontinued. It may even be discontinued by the time you see this. I'm thinking about setting up a Full Metal Ox fart booger page, and I don't want to support them. I'm not sure whether it'd be worth it for, you know, such a small audience. I don't think we're going to attract that many people there, but if we do that, then we'll let you know. We're also up on Gab. We're on Minds as well. There were a few others that I connected to, but they didn't seem worth it, you know. Like I say, it's not a big audience type thing, man. It's like looking at it's like going to a speakeasy instead of going to a disco, right? So like big successful, you know, multi-million viewer channels are like discos, and we're like the speakeasy, man, the rave, only for select people. Because not only do I talk about esoteric type stuff, I do it in an esoteric type way. So there's only certain types of people that, you know, can put together what I'm getting at anyway. And if you're one of them, then by all means, subscribe.